Well, boys, dash doesn't fit. Thanks to an angle grinder and some time, though, a little bit of metal removal should be good. What is going on, everybody? My name is Tanner Shanolter, and welcome back to SNO-FLO Films. This is going to be episode 8 of the Dmax Squarebody build, and all I've got to say is you guys are a little bit late to the show. I've done some work to the dash. I have finished the bed, or extending the bed. I haven't finished lowering the bed to match the body line of the truck. But I've been working on the dash, and I want to be able to get the truck running and moving so that I can move it around to work on different things. But hopefully today we'll get the first start of the Dmax Squarebody build. So let's get out to the other shop, and I'll show you what I got going on. Well, guys, it is late February, and we're still getting pounded with snow out here in the Pacific Northwest. But we got firewood and we got a stove, so we're doing a-okay. So, bed is finished extending. I haven't ground down any of the welds yet. I'm saving that for body work time. I'm sick of working on this, so I'm done with it. I've done the other side too. As you can see, I have not finished welding in the inside of the bed. I'm going to save that for later too, because I just don't want to do it yet. And as you guys can see, the body line right here isn't right, so I still got to make mounts for the bed to actually mount it to the frame, because right now it's just sitting on the frame. So yeah, the dash fits. It's sitting in the cab. It actually sits really well. I've got a few issues that we got to go over. So if you guys know these dashes out of these Dmaxes, if you've seen the dash is really long, and the windshield typically would have been like way up here. But since it's back here, I got to move the defrost, which was up here. So these are the dash vents. I'm gonna have to make a custom one of those, whether it's out of fiberglass or plastic, I don't know yet. But I got to move it back to this gap right here so that it can still defrost my windshield. I'm gonna have to move the side ones that defrost your door windows too. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. But as you guys saw in the intro, I cut out most of what was originally there. And I had to do that to fit this up. This is held in by 2 bolts right now, and it's pretty sturdy, but I haven't mounted up that side yet. You guys can see down here, there's a mount down here on either side that I gotta make. So I guess the first thing I gotta do is rip this dash back out of here, rip all the wiring back out again, and show you guys what my plans are. So I've still gotta pull my pedals out and this the heater box out, but I can just kind of show you guys what I need to do. So all on the inside of this all needs finishing in here, and it's really gross. And as you guys saw, the dash ran right up under the valence, meaning that I can't leave this open anymore because the old school valence had, you know, it's got a little airway down here that ran down into these foot vents that were on the side. But I got to block all this off. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, whether I just cut this entire piece out and throw a flat plate in. That might be what I do, but I don't think I have enough steel for that. But I have to figure out a way to run windshield wipers too, because there's no room for the arms from the dash being right there. There's no room for the arms to run under the under this skin right here. So I got to figure something out. I may have to do something stupid looking and run the arms outside, or I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to engineer and design something. But another thing I got to do. So all that metal that I cut out, that was all this under skin right here and this over here. I got to plate this in. I had to cut all of this out because it was too far in and the dash didn't fit in because it was too wide. So I got to replate all this in, and I'm going to run a flat plate all the way up here just so that there's not just this big open section back there. I don't have steel for that either. And you know what? The more I think about it, the more I realize I can't really do anything until I get more steel. I guess I'll see you guys when I get steel. Alrighty guys, I'm back. It's been a while for me, been a couple seconds for you. I've got some metal and I've got some things to weld up. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm gonna plate this side first, see how it goes, refit the dash, make sure everything's fitting. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so it's taken me way longer than I thought, but I got this whole side welded up. This whole plate is galvanized. And I chose galvanized for this piece right here because I can't spray the inside of that. So out the other side, you can see that I coated the inside first, and I did that over here too, and then I welded this on. I had to do this piece and this piece in a separate section because I didn't have big enough pieces. But over there, I've got that piece right there. It's all one piece. And then this was extra. And then I welded up this seam right here too to make it just stronger. I don't know. But I guess I got to jump to the other side now. So before I get to welding up this other side, I want to show you guys a really useful tip for fabrication work. That size of plate over there, taking measurements, it'd be really difficult to just draw out a plate and cut it out and it'd fit the first time. So this is called Poor Man's CAD. It stands for Cardboard Aided Design. And if you guys have done any kind of fabrication, you'll already have known about this, but basically just take cardboard and cut it out until it fits like you want. Trace around your piece of steel and cut it out. It's saves a bunch of time, a bunch of wasted metal, and it works really well. So there you guys go. Well, that side's done, and this side is all done. This side didn't come out as clean as the other side did. So you can see I didn't even weld that joint because there's such a big gap there and I didn't want to deal with it. It's never going to be seen and you don't need it for strength, so screw it. But it came out pretty good. It took me so long. I literally thought that I would be done patching in all of these before it got dark. It's been dark for 2 hours. But that's it for the night. I'll be back out here probably tomorrow to weld up the valence, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, it is the next day, and the first thing I kind of wanted to try to tackle today is the windshield wipers. So these used to go straight down, and they'd be like way down here, and they would move like this, and the arms were just way too low for me to even come close to fitting the dash in with them. So my thought was, I'll just bend these closer to the valence, and it'll work. Well, no, it didn't, because now you can see there's a ball joint on this wiper arm right here, and it maxes out and I only get that much turn. So I'm gonna have to do something different, but honestly I don't even want to worry about it right now. I'm freaking I want to get the dash in. I want to get this thing started. Got my batteries charging. So yeah, let's throw the dash in and see what we can do for these top mounts. Alrighty guys, I got these little brackets made up. The dash is in. It's being held by the supporting brace down there, that strap, and a bolt that breaks to, or a bolt that bolts to the brake, whatever. But I made these little guys, welded them together, and they're going to go like that and weld the panels in that I welded in yesterday, and then I'll have that one on that side, and then there's 2 bolt holes on the other side, and that's what this one's for. I'm gonna go ahead and weld those in, and then I'll figure out what I need to do for these top mounts, like these guys up here. I don't know if I'm even gonna make mounts for that. I probably will, but I don't know yet. Alrighty guys, well I've got those brackets tack welded in, and it's time to figure out what I wanna do for my top mounts. And I think what I'm going to do is, there are 4 of them. I don't know if you guys can see that little, let me zoom in on it, that little arm right there, right in the center. There's 4 of those that come along, and I guess there's one sticking out right there. They have holes in them, and they used to bolt right in front of the windshield, but because of where the valence is and the dash sits, obviously they're way up here. I'm going to be cutting this valence piece out and sheeting it with a solid piece so that it's waterproof and airtight and stuff. So there's not going to really be a good way to mount those unless I wanted to drill holes through this valence piece and then mount them up here, and then like silicone them every time I took them on and off in the future. But so I don't like that idea. So what I think I'm gonna do, those arms are all detachable that have all those brackets. I'm just gonna take them off. I think I'm gonna build 1 brace for each side, maybe one that goes right here, and then one on the middle rail right down there, and then weld a plate that comes right under the pinch weld for the windshield, and just have it go right there. I think that would be A, easier, B, quicker, and C, easier to get to from a mechanical standpoint. So I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna start trying to figure out exactly how I wanna do this, and I'll let you guys know when I get them all welded up. Okay guys, so this is what the bracket looks like that I designed for over here. Basically this welded in nut See that hole right there? It's gonna go right there. And that's gonna weld right under the pinch weld. I can't get it sit, there we go, just like that. So that's just gonna sit just like that, bolt into right there, and that'll be this side. I figured that I should probably make it on the side somewhere, because if I made it on top, the windshield's gonna be getting in the way if I ever had to pull the dash off in the future. So that's that. I'm gonna get this bolted in, and then we'll start working on the other side. This is what I came up with on the other side, just a nut welded to the back. I'm using this cross brace right here. It goes under there like that. That lines up, and then that's just gonna weld into that back plate right there, which is just this right here on the back side. I think that'll work fine. I'm gonna go ahead and get this on the other side tacked up. Well guys, I've got all my brackets welded in. They're welded in solid. Everything's freaking, it ain't moving at all. I also started doing this. This piece actually turned out really well. It's got a nice arch to it and everything. I think this is actually gonna give me just the tiniest bit more of clearance for my windshield wipers too, having this flat rather than it concave like that. But I think this is where I'm gonna stop tonight. I wanted to get the first start tonight, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So yeah, all I gotta do is finish up this. I'm gonna cut out the rest of this. I'm gonna do it in sections because I don't want anything shifting. And that's why I only did one piece instead of the whole thing at once. But as soon as I get this done, I'm literally gonna be bolting the dash back in, plugging the wires back in, throwing the batteries in, and seeing what happens. So yeah, that's done for the night. See you guys tomorrow. Alrighty guys, well it is the next day. I've been working on the truck for an hour or so, hour and a half. I've got the whole valence finished up. Both my batteries are charged. Alrighty guys, so the dash is in. I got the steering wheel in with as well. The steering column fought me a little bit. I might have to clearance some stuff out. I don't know what it is exactly, but something is binding. It's still fit up. I can't remember. I feel like it was like that when I took it apart too, when it was stock. So I don't know. It might just be the way that it is. Also, got everything hooked up wire-wise, so it is literally ready to hook up the batteries and crank the key. The only thing that I'm worried about is I cannot find where this plug and this plug goes. I know this is airbag right here. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about anything else other than ignition and gas pedal, brake pedal, and I've got that all wired up. But I cannot, I don't know where those go or what they're for, and I'm a little worried that one of them, I think the green and black, I'm assuming that's horn, but this one scares me that that's ignition. And without finding the plug that that goes to, we don't get a crank. So, I don't know. I guess I'm going to throw the batteries in and see what happens. If nothing, then I got to try to figure out where those plugs go. Alrighty guys, well, either this is going to start or nothing's going to happen. I heard some stuff, but I don't hear a fuel pump. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, it doesn't want to stay running, but it's firing. Oh my gosh! It is the next day. I couldn't even be in here last night. I was so excited that this thing ran. I can't believe it started as fast as it did. I cranked the key and it bumped and fired and then died, and then it started right after that. But I can't believe it sat for so long. I mean, I guess realistically it should have started. There's no reason it shouldn't have, but I'm just glad it runs. I think that's going to be the end of this video. So let's go ahead and get a quick start out of it real quick, and then I'm going to close this video out.